garbage time. I apparently what? What is the joke? What?
You were muted.
You were just
Wasn't I supposed to be muted? Wasn't it the thing?
No, like after the thing, like when we started talking.
This is the quickest drop we've had in production value. It literally was less than a second, and it went into the dirt. Into the dirt.
The wrong intro like 5 times. Your mic was just not doing what it was supposed to be doing at all. James, who are we? Just introduce us. Let's go. Come on.
We're BOTA Sports. I'm James. Got Zack to my left, below me, and we have a special guest this week from the Girl Who Talks Sports and at Sam Cardona. I know there's an extra A on TikTok. Sam, welcome.
Thank you. I'm so excited to be here.
Even after the free fall in production value. Thank you for joining us and being excited to be here. We're talking Giants. We're talking weird, potentially just like angry ex-coworker news. And we're going to do some top fives, or we have top fives mixed in there. You know, it's going to be a fun time. We're going to have a good time with the show. But let's lead off with the news. This one I want to point right at Zack for. The Patriots are allegedly shopping Mac Jones after the whole Rocky thing last year, him talking to Alabama during the season, which I didn't realize was a thing. Everyone kind of already thought Bill O'Brien was going there, so who really cares? Thoughts, just genuine thoughts on this, because he's shown promise. He's shown that he can be a good quarterback. He could be a Kirk Cousins.
Sell the franchise. I'm done. I can't do this anymore. Sell the franchise. I'm done.
Sell it. Burn it down.
Seriously, I mean, you have dysfunction at all levels of value for this football team. The owner can't get out of his own way. The coach clearly doesn't want his quarterback to care. I mean, the only reason that Mac Jones is going out and asking for help on offense is because Matt Patricia and Joe Judge are coaching.
We're coaching.
Okay,
you got it.
When this is happening, James.
Will Bill O'Brien be the person to make this better?
It can't get worse.
It can. It can.
How?
It could.
How does it get worse than that?
Worse than Matt Patricia calling your offense.
I mean, all right, that's fair. Well, no, I'm saying it can get worse if he makes it worse on purpose. I don't think there's like an accidental way of making it worse.
Anything can get worse if you make it worse on purpose.
He could purposely set the Patriots up for failure and just like begrudgingly work his way out of town.
You think Bill O'Brien's just going to?
He was a Jets coach
the entire year.
One day and then went to the Patriots. I can absolutely see him doing something like that. Sorry.
Yeah, who would ever do that to a franchise? So moving off of that, let's talk some draft. Jalen Carter acted arrogant on top of everything else, is apparently denying interview requests with teams that are outside of the top 10. I think that is a stupid move where his draft stock is already kind of like fragile, standing on thin ice. I want to hear what you guys have to think about this, though.
I mean, you shouldn't go into the draft with that mindset at all. You should just be like trying to get on literally any physical 32 of the NFL teams. Like, you shouldn't be that. You're like going in that arrogant is like not a good start for you.
No, it's not like we haven't seen people like free fall out of the like top 5 where he's projected right now. So he's like, oh, don't worry, I'm not worried about the top 5. I'll go top 10. You look like an asshole, and teams don't want that. They might very much want like their cut and dry, like, I'm a player, I play football, clock in, clock out. You're not getting that in Jalen Carter, obviously, but for better or for worse.
Made that very clear, yeah. No, I like how to just go out there and speak the most negative volumes about your character. Just I don't see how you can go into something like a professional sports draft with that attitude.
Not in the criminal background doesn't exactly bode well.
Especially that, yeah.
Yeah. Apparently, they buried a lot of stuff at Georgia. They did a really good job keeping him suppressed. There was whispers that he was like a problem. He had like attitude issues, but
obviously,
yeah. Moving on, the Ravens are apparently interested in any wide receiver that is over the age of 30 and has a pulse. Not Cortland Sutton. He is younger. Realized that after I said it. But they apparently have sent a deal to OBJ. They're interested in DeAndre Hopkins. Cortland Sutton's in the mix there. They're just doing anything they can to not pay Lamar Jackson at this point.
I'm like still surprised DeAndre Hopkins is still like out in the universe right now. Like, I don't know why nobody's picked him up yet.
Yeah, that is a massive surprise.
Like, it is like the most bizarre thing.
Is it? Oh, sorry, Drew, go ahead.
Well, like you said, the money. I just don't see how there's not a team out there that needs a wide receiver bad enough to pay DeAndre Hopkins. How is that a thing?
I don't know. I mean, it's not like everyone's kind of looking at his age mark like he's just going to straight fall off, but his game doesn't really rely on speed. I mean, Zack talked about it too. His style is falling out of the NFL, the over the top, or not over the top, jump ball, like monster is aging out, but he still has a lot of talent. He's still DeAndre Hopkins.
Mm-hmm.
I don't get it.
I'm surprised that OBJ is still kind of like waiting out this whole Jets situation too, because after Aaron Rodgers went on the McAfee show, we have heard like radio silence from him. Like, who knows if that deal's even going to get done? Like, if I were OBJ, haven't played for the last year, you're going to wait out a deal that the Ravens like already offered you. That's like crazy to me to think about.
Well, but at the same time, you know, the Ravens don't have a quarterback necessarily.
That's
right
fair.
now,
That's
so.
very fair.
What do you mean? They have all-pro, one-time Pro Bowler Tyler Huntley.
I don't believe he's on the team anymore.
No, he's a tendered free agent. He's kind of just existing. He's in that shitty middle ground where you're not full on free agent.
So Justin Tucker is their quarterback of the future?
No, they also have former Boston College quarterback Anthony Brown.
Brown, that's right.
Who kind of just makes it look like a full like Pokemon evolution of like the mobile quarterback. It's like Anthony Brown's like, that's fine. And then like Tyler Hunt, like, oh, that's cool. And then you get like the third evolution and it's Lamar. And you're like, yeah.
So they're evolving, but backwards.
Yeah, they're devolving. Yeah. What a time to be alive for Ravens fans. I'm living for it.
Yeah. Yeah. Great.
All right. So moving on again, the weirdest news of the week. This came out. An ex-Cardinals executive, I don't know what the actual terminology they used was, but has called out the owner for, quote, cheating and discrimination in the workplace. Well, cheating on the field, discrimination in the workplace. I'm just kind of wondering how many like NFL owners will get through of like discrimination and all of them, every single one. At this point, Dan Snyder's already on his way out. Thank God for that.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah, out of 32, it's 32. Is that the number?
Most likely, I would assume so. Yeah.
Well, the Packers don't technically have an owner, so
yeah, you're right. The entire is problematic.
Wisconsin.
Yeah,
never thought that would come
Every
in
single
handy.
resident of Green Bay, Wisconsin.
Anyone who bought their stupid little shares of Green Bay. I have weird feelings about that. No, I have weird feelings about the shares of Green Bay. We could talk about that.
The city of Green Bay.
Yeah, I mean, I also never been to Green Bay. I'm sure they're great. I'm sure it's cold and everyone's happy. That's just kind of how it goes.
They don't play that.
I'm gonna actually throw the last bit of news over to Zack because he had some interesting points he wanted to talk about with it. Not football related. Did you want to talk?
Oh yeah, well I mean it's really just kind of one point that I wrote down.
Yeah, just the one thing.
Well,
Because I'm passionate about this, but
yeah, well the two big things obviously LSU and UConn winning their respective national titles in the world of college basketball. So congratulations to both those teams. And then a little home news, Boston Bruins, obviously my team, my boys. They are slated to beat the most wins and most points ever for a team in the regular season. So watch out for that. It's going to be great.
yeah, but that's stupid. Talk more about the taunting. I want that.
Oh, the taunting. You really want me to go into that?
Yes, I want you to go into it. That's why I asked.
So it happens. I mean, I don't know what else you want me to say. It happens in sports. I understand that you're in the moment, you're revved up about it, but she also scored 30 points. on your team, so I don't really understand the whole concept behind it. Like, you got a ring, great, and you're taunting about the ring, but like, I don't know, it's not like you shut her down. So I don't really understand it from that point, but like, I get it. You know, you won a championship, you have every right to go in and do what you want to do. So
No, I mean, I personally love it. I was a Baker guy, Sam, but
a Johnny Manziel guy.
I also was a Johnny Manziel guy. Really bad track record so far. I love confident, arrogant athletes, and I don't think that's necessarily arrogance. I think that's just competitiveness. And I think so many people, I'm going to call it like what it was, just saw like a black athlete taunting a white athlete, and they're like, that's bad. I don't like that because it's different than what I like. That is straight up racism. Just let it happen, because Caitlin Clark was doing the same shit. She did the same shit throughout the year, and nothing was fucking said about it. But Angel Reese does it? Bullshit.
I saw somebody on Twitter say that sportsmanship should be removed from sports, and I thought that was very funny.
I agree. There's levels to it, but like,
at least in championship games, because then it makes it more entertaining.
It's the peak. It's where you're supposed to be. Emotions are at an all-time high. Let them rock. Let them have their moment. You never know when this could be taken away from them. So just let them do what they want to do and let them be that big person. I don't know. I'm with Angel Reese on this one. Before we get into our top 5, which we'll introduce in a sec, I'm going to bring in the other addition to the show. Ladies and gentlemen, Mike's actually on when I say ladies and gentlemen this time. Welcome to the stream, Nick. I'm not going to try to say your last name because I'm going to butcher it. Yay!
Hey, how you doing, guys? What's going on?
Hey, what's going on, Nick?
Welcome to the stream, man.
Thank you.
Nick,
Thank you for having me.
Giants fan. We got wow, look at that.
Look at that.
Giants fans? Wow, look at us.
Here we go.
Wow.
Can't ever say we're not inclusive as far as football fans go.
I know.
Not just a New England podcast anymore. We have a
Got some
package.
diversity going on.
Yeah.
It was never just a New England podcast. There are two people this way. There's a Browns fan and a Packers fan right next to you.
I know the other half of our name is Tampa Bay, so I get it.
Yeah, look how relevant that is now. None of us even look close to it.
I know. Yeah, no.
Okay.
I think the most important question we got to start with here is, Nick, how was the dentist? Because that was on everyone's minds.
Good. No cavities, man.
Oh, that's
So
great.
we're good. We're chilling.
Good job.
Thank you.
Good dental hygiene. I'm proud of you. Okay. Top 5 this week. Last week, I don't remember what it was. Was it? Top 5 bust of all time. We're going to keep it in the simple part, highly debated part. We're not quite in the full, we're getting ahead of the off-season rhetorics. Top 5 athletes that could play in the NFL but do not. Snake draft style. I was last time, but I am a generous host. So I will let our guest go first in order of how they appeared. So, Nick, I'm sorry, you're going to have to take the second pick. We're going to go Sam. We're going to go Nick. We're going to go me. And then I think it's Drew, Zack. Curve back on. Zack gets another pick.
I am last.
So these are players who could play in the NFL but don't.
Professional athletes that don't currently play in the
athlete.
NFL that you think that could play in the NFL. Yeah. And again, it's all opinion. So
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm. There's no hate.
All right.
I'm going to yell at these two. We all yell at each other.
I'm trying to think of really, really big guys. I'll probably stick with the New York sports theme on my end, and I'll probably go Aaron Judge because he's a huge human being.
That's a good one.
And I mean, he's 6'7" and huge. I would just love to see him either be a tight end or a linebacker or something. I feel like he'd be so awesome on the football field.
No, that would be fun. Missed opportunity. I guess not really. He's probably gonna make way more money. But you know what? Not the 101 I thought it was gonna be, Sam, but I don't hate it. Nick,
thank you.
You're up on the board.
Let's see. I'm gonna say Russell Westbrook. I think he's a dog, and I think he could play any position on defense. It's a surprising pick, but I think he could be an NFL star.
I actually wouldn't hate Russell Westbrook as a cornerback for some reason. I don't know why that's what it screams to me.
Yeah, that's exactly why I picked him. He just fits the script as a defensive back.
All right. So I guess I'm going to take the one that I thought was the 101. I did have Aaron Judge on my list, but I'm going to go LeBron. Like the dude who played football in high school. Everyone's talked about it for a long time. What was it? He almost was on Dallas for a hot second. LeBron. Boom. Love that.
Fair.
Nice.
Fair.
Love that for me.
Can't argue with that one.
Yeah, I mean that's
It sucks that he's like almost 40. You know what? It's fine. This is all theoretical. We're gonna let it ride.
I'm gonna go a little bit younger. A guy that already does multiple things. I'm taking Shohei Ohtani. Come on.
Oof,
Damn, that's a good pick too.
that's
That's
good.
a really good one. He was my second. I'm mad at you, Drew.
I mean, the dude's a monster. He's 6'4", 200 and whatever pounds, and can throw and the motor skills. You can't argue with the motor skills.
No.
He's deceptively like huge.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that. I thought it was like much more like lanky. Like he's built.
No, he's solid.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna would this be, is this any player in their prime or is this now specifically? Because I want to make sure I.
Well, Zach, we didn't think that far.
All right,
If you want to go prime, you go prime.
All right. Man, this is tough because a lot of my picks have already been taken. I am last, so this is going to be a rough one. I'll go the way of offensive line. Give me WWE superstar The Big Show. Toss him.
Damn it, that was a good one.
Send him out there.
Damn it.
Done.
Who was throwing around The Big Show though? Like, how do you get?
Oh no! You're surprised about this one? Guess what? Turn around, Mark Henry.
Damn, that's a solid wow.
Offensive line of the future, right there.
That's so good.
That's a
World's strongest man.
Yeah, I'd put him on the other side, though. I'd give him that nose tackle position there. So, got a strong left tackle, nose tackle, doing solid so far.
Honestly, WWE might have opened up a couple things for me, so I think we can. I think I can.
Yep.
All right, Drew, you're up.
That is absolutely insane. You're right. It does get a little harder at this point. I am.
Not that you ever take this, but the great Ali at fullback.
Kali, relax.
Was it Ali?
It is.
Yeah. Great Ali.
That shows you I don't watch wrestling. So I don't really know.
He also isn't wrestling anymore.
Dude, give me Giannis at tight end.
Damn it, that's good too.
Giannis.
Yeah.
I didn't even have Giannis on my list.
That was going to be my next pick.
And he's a Greek.
His wingspan? Like, forget about it.
The catch radius is a joke.
For him, you forgot.
My whole thing with Giannis is can he stay healthy? You go for his knees, I think he's done.
That's the problem with a lot of the basketball players, and if we pick
Yeah.
soccer players and the other sports, the grit of football is going to be a major factor.
All right, so I'm on the block here. There's a couple people I kind of want to go with, but I'm gonna go with Dan Vogelbach on my offensive line. I'm taking him at guard. Nick McHuge. He is a cheeseburger as a human being. All right, see you later, Zach. Sounds good. Glad you like my pick so much. Actually, yeah, Met, right? He's in New York? I don't know. I should know sports better. Wearing a Spaceball jersey, but Dan Vogelbach's my pick.
I can dig it.
All right, so that goes back to Nick.
Let's see.
Oh,
I
also,
got two choices.
We didn't explain this before. This is 3 rounds, so this is
Okay,
two.
no problem. Cool. I'm gonna go Steven Adams from the Memphis Grizzlies. I think as a left end or a right end, he's a dog. He's another beast. I love him. He doesn't play any shit, and I think he's a tough dude.
I like that.
I like that pick too. I really do. Like just a mauler. I like that a lot.
Yeah, he's a wall man. He doesn't play any games when it comes to his teammates, and I think that's probably the best accolade you can have in a teammate.
All right, I'm gonna have to think some things out here. Sam, you're up.
All right. We said we can pick people that are older, but like in their prime, right?
Yeah, that works.
All right. I mean, give me
Same
Michael
back.
Jordan.
Damn
Michael
it.
Jordan was like a multi-sport guy anyway, and just like imagine him on the football field. Insane. So competitive. And I go again, right? Because it's
yeah, you go again. You have 2 picks. Last pick though, so you got to make this one count.
Last pick. All right, I did 2 big guys. You know what? I'll do one for feminism today. And since she's in the news, I'm gonna pick up Angel Reese as my wide receiver.
Damn, that's a good one. Damn. All right.
That is good.
Okay. I was fully ready to
And
call
she'd
it.
be nasty too. She'd like shit talk and everything and be wonderful.
Right. It'd be
Imagine
like
her up against like Jalen Ramsey.
Oh, that would be all time. That would be all time.
Literally, just like it would just be like fire on the field. It'd be insane.
I would love. I would pay every dollar I had to see that, which isn't a lot, but I'd pay a lot for a month. It might just be $1. Okay, Nick, back on the board. Last pick.
Last pick. I'm between 2. I'm gonna go with this one though. Shaq as my
nice.
No.
Yep, defensive tackle. I feel like you can't go wrong with that one.
No, that's a good one too.
And he'll play the halftime show.
Exactly. You got the best of both worlds. He's entertaining and he's just a beast.
You got Shaq on the field and DJ Diesel for your halftime entertainment. So
I hated that.
I know you did. He's a good DJ. I'm not gonna lie. He's no Vin Diesel.
Okay. I have one. I'm gonna pass on it for special teams. So I'm gonna go in my soccer wheelhouse here. And I'm gonna go Carly Lloyd, who will stick with feminism because screw you. I was gonna say everyone was sexist for not picking a woman, but Sam had to really stomp on that one. Carly Lloyd, who kicked like in Bears training camp, what was that, like 3 years ago?
Yeah, it was 3 years ago.
I'll lock
totally
that.
Remember that.
Mm-hmm. Carly
I
Lloyd.
wanted someone to pick her up, like just for fun.
Would have been sick. It would have been awesome.
That would have been wild.
I feel like at that point, like kicker was kind of wide open too. It was like a desolate wasteland. She could have made a roster.
Her and Sarah Fuller. Do you remember Sarah Fuller? She kicked for Vanderbilt. She's a soccer player.
Oh wow. Yeah, I didn't. Oh no, I guess Sarah Fuller played. Oh.
Well, she played college football, not NFL football.
True.
I guess that's fair. I don't know. I'd have to review the non-existent rule book on that one, but I'll stick with Carly Lloyd. That seems much safer. So, Drew, to you.
This is probably, a little bit of bias, but I'm taking Milan Lucic. I want to put that man at linebacker and just watch him run through people. I think that would be fun.
His shoulders are just straight up shoulder, like those thick old time shoulder pads. Anyways, just
Milan Lucic in his hockey gear.
I think so. Yeah, hockey players have just gotten a lot leaner. They're not built like they used to be.
Yeah, not many 6'4", 225-pound hockey players anymore.
No, that's true. Not with the shoulders.
6'4"?
Ryan Urlacher's pads. Yeah,
I don't believe anyone's taller than me. I don't believe anyone's taller than me. So
anyone.
Probably like 6'2".
Last pick, huh? Last pick.
Jack, last pick ended up.
I feel like I'm going to end this on a really good note here for everyone. So I'm going to run over to Philadelphia, a man who led a basketball. What? Come on.
Oh.
What?
Never mind. I thought you were going somewhere else. Go ahead.
What?
Continue. No.
6 foot nothing.
Yeah.
Played quarterback in high school and won a state championship. Give me AI.
Nice.
Allen Iverson.
Nice.
Ooh.
Dual threat QB. I'm telling you, he ran up and down that court. He was a dog. He would kill it on the football field. I'm telling you. Again, state championship, high school football quarterback. Allen Iverson.
I do love all the things.
Small, but I'm into it.
Yeah. I love all the things that are like AI, like Chat GPT and stuff, because all I can think of is Allen Iverson. And it makes me like kind of laugh a little bit each time. All right. Honorable mentions. People that did not make the cut, the undrafted free agents. I didn't put in, but O'Neal Cruz of the Pirates would have been a great one. Dude is huge and he has a hell of an arm. Easy pick.
Frank Thomas.
Frank Thomas. Jeez, that would have been scary.
Yeah, exactly. Any position in which he hits people, whether that's offense or defense, he would do very well.
Just a chance for him to just assault humans.
The tank is in the name. I mean, it is. It's built
I
in.
also had Chris Paul at quarterback.
Love
I
that.
feel like that would have been
That's
a
a
good
solid
one.
one.
Come here.
I could also see, like, when you mentioned Russell Westbrook, like Marcus Smart as like a safety corner, like hybrid.
He would be locked down. I like
Marcus
that too.
Smart would punch someone. There is no tackle. He would punch someone in the helmet.
Like
I love it. I'm here for it.
I like Steph Curry.
Anybody have
too.
Ooh, little lean.
Steph Curry's
not
like,
in-
what, like a scat
Yeah,
pattern?
Yeah, he is a little
but
lean.
I mean, just his ability and awareness. Exactly what you want in a quarterback.
I feel like Steph Curry would just be good at everything he does.
That's also true.
That's
I
true.
want to hate him for that, but he's so likable too.
I know.
You want to hate it like a lot of these picks, but you really can't because they all just make sense.
You're a child.
Well,
Well, if anybody doesn't have any more undrafted free agents, I think it's time we move on to talking Giants. Gabbing
I'll take-
Giants. Oh, there we go.
every soccer player ever for kicker. There you go. That's
Nah,
my-
I
that's
feel like it's a different skill set.
Every
Like I know it like essentially is the same thing, but like
yeah, no, I know. It's
I don't
I
know,
think
dude. I
they-
feel like Messi and Ronaldo can handle it.
I was gonna say, do you think
Took the words
Lionel
out of my
Messi-
mouth.
okay, yeah, fuck me.
They
first,
can
guys.
put the ball through the post.
if Mbappe
I'll
lines
just-
up for a 50-yard field goal. He's making that.
Oh yeah,
He's making.
probably 100 times out of 100.
Mm-hmm.
Probably. I didn't realize that dude was like 23.
Oh yeah, he's
Oh, yeah.
super young.
He's got so much soccer left in him. It's ridiculous.
Because you can start playing professional soccer in Europe at 16. I think he came in at 18, but still. All right, time for Gabbing Giants. That doesn't sound as good. Not as good as Talking Hawks, but Gabbing Giants. I have something in my eye. There is.
Giants is better. Come on,
Damn it.
step up.
Oh my God, there's something killing my eye. So there's a lot to unpack with this offseason.
Fucked your eye.
Come on. Dude, it hurts so bad. Between the dual contracts, that it was kind of like a race to see which one would get done first, Saquon or Daniel Jones. Rebuilding the wide receiver core, but then apparently just bringing everyone back in. Bringing in a key piece in Darren Waller, I think, who's going to be awesome. Which, sorry, Daniel Bellinger. I guess maybe not, but you know,
I don't
definitely
think
hurt
so.
him.
I don't think so either. I think it'll be a good two-way tight end position.
I agree wholeheartedly, and I love
then-
Daniel Bellinger.
Screw it. Let's start off with Darren Waller. He comes over from the Raiders for next to nothing, what it looked like. After what I love, which was some Kelsey Plum drama where they got married, and I guess Josh McDaniels leaked that during the scouting combine. And she's like, "Nah, I want out." But like, they very quickly got the deal done. For that price tag, I don't blame them. So Darren Waller, who healthy is a top 3 tight end in the league, ends up in New York. So you two obviously have thoughts about it.
Yeah,
I got to hear this because I'm a big Daniel Bellinger guy. I liked him a lot. I didn't think you need another tight end, but it's never a bad thing to have one.
I think Darren Waller is going to act as like a Travis Kelce type of deal where he's going to be on the field and Daniel Jones is just going to be hitting him left and right. And he's going to be like, our wide receiver room is not the best right now. And it's, I'm sure that we'll be working on it as September approaches, but why not have Darren Waller as like your number one target when healthy, like you said, is like a phenomenal athlete. And how I like nearly cried when I saw that news because I was like, that's unreal. And it was not on my radar at all. And I was like, how in the world did we just get Darren Waller out of all of them? But yeah, and I also love that drama. Just love that Josh McDaniels was not invited to his wedding.
Oh, I do too. I think it's hilarious. I can see that. Josh McDaniels looks like the one dude who wasn't invited to the wedding and like the entire Raiders organization.
You know what's interesting too? There were 2 Raiders weddings that day. So Max Crosby got married that day too.
Oh,
So I'm
drama.
interested to see who was invited to what wedding and who went to what wedding. That's the guest list I want to see.
That's the news we need. So Nick, you said you think they're going to use like a 2 tight end set for this. You think it's going to be a dual?
Yeah, so obviously the wide receiver room is thin. I think having 2 tight ends, especially with Daniel Bellinger being so young, I think this is his second year, third year out of college. So
year 2 this year.
Year two, yeah. Yeah, I just think that those guys are going to do hopeful, wonderful things. I was shook by the Waller trade. I was expecting them to go make a splash with DeAndre Hopkins or
Jerry
even
Jeudy.
bring Odell Beckham back. And I'm all for the Odell Beckham. I loved him when he was here. Drama queen, but I think his talent is still there. I'm iffy with Daniel Jones. With that, I am.
No. I love Daniel Jones.
I know. I love him, but I can't stand him sometimes. It's been 4 years, 5 years of mediocrity and pain, and I was ready for a fresh start. But he brought us to the playoffs, so I think this season we've got some good things to look forward to.
I do think Brian Daboll is getting the most out of him. That's not a wow hot take statement. I mean, he had a career year this year, and it earned him a deal. It earned him 4 years, 160, and that puts him right in the top 10, but between Josh Allen at 6 and Matthew Stafford at 8. So he's the 7th highest paid quarterback in the NFL. We have talked about this a bunch. That the Chiefs got ahead of it with Mahomes. And then every year it seems like someone's resetting the quarterback market. So as much as this might be insane to pay Daniel Jones, I'm gonna say Josh McCown. As much as it's insane to pay, or it seems insane to pay him $160 million, it's not going to be that nuts, and it's just going to kind of drop down that list more. They're just getting ahead of the curve and securing a guy that they think can be their quarterback. That's at least my thoughts from an outside perspective. But we have an anti-Daniel Jones and a pro-Daniel Jones here.
I just think that Daniel Jones has not been dealt the cards for him to succeed in the last couple of years, which is just really unfortunate for him. And this past year, he was able to bring us to the playoffs with a solid coach and a terrible offense. And he was still able to get us, to the divisional round of the playoffs. So only imagine what that's going to be like when he has actual threats and targets on the field. I think that, with the consistency, also, that's also true. We've had so many head coaches, so many offensive coordinators. He's going to have Dable and Kafka back. And it's the first time he's going to have back-to-back coaches that obviously know how to work him in this offense. So I just think with targets, with another year in the NFL under his belt, with a playoffs under his belt, I cannot see this going worse than it has been in the past. I think he can only get better from here, and hopefully Saquon sticks around too. And then that offense is about to be so much better than it was. And I think they still was able to perform with Richie James and Isaiah Hodgins, who excelled my expectations. So I think that there's nowhere to go but up is what I'm saying.
That's what I've been saying for the last 5 years. But
yeah, but this time it's true.
It is true. It is. I'm willing to give Daniel Jones the benefit of the doubt on that one.
You guys sound a lot like me with Baker Mayfield. I'm just saying.
Hey, listen, James, you know me and Baker Mayfield. We're riding the same train together, buddy. I love that, man. And
I'm still rooting for him. Tampa, all in. I might go get a Bucs jersey this year. But
I think this is Baker's last chance on that end. If he bums out of Tampa Bay, I think he's done.
Yeah, unfortunately, he'll probably be a backup quarterback forever.
Yeah, at that point. Yep.
There's always the XFL, James.
No, stop it. We're done talking about Baker Mayfield.
I have to say, though, Baker would excel in the XFL. Could you imagine? Oh, yeah. I feel like he would just thrive there.
James, you're looking at former or future 3-time XFL MVP of the Seattle Sea Dragons, Baker Mayfield.
Hell yeah. All of a sudden, we're going to XFL games.
I'm talking about Baker Mayfield. He's going to go to the Hall of Fame. That's it. I don't want to hear anything else.
Which Hall of Fame?
All of them. Every Hall of Fame. Number 1 pick for athlete that should be in the MLB this summer. It's Baker Mayfield. He's number 1.
He's number 1.
NBA, Baker Mayfield, number 1. Yeah, NBA young boy. Rap Hall of Fame, which is just the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Anyway, sidetrack. So with the Daniel Jones contract, at the same time, they were negotiating the Saquon deal, and they couldn't get both done. So Saquon, unfortunately, does get the tag. Not the worst thing in the world to get one more year of seeing if he's going to be healthy. Nick, we'll start with you on this one, though. like what's the overall feeling towards Saquon? Because obviously he has the talent. That's not a debate. He is a very talented running back, but my God, his tendons are made of paper mache.
It's such a shame to see that talent not be wasted, but be sidelined. You know he can do it. It's just even with the ankle injury that he had, not this past year, but the year before, it was a fluke injury, and he was sidelined for another 8 weeks. But I'm all for Saquon. Give him the money within reason, build him an offensive line, and let him roll.
I agree. And what's really funny is I have a Saquon sticker on my desk, and it's like literally like the leg's about to rip off, and I feel like that's very symbolic.
Poetic
so
in a way,
he's just stuck on my desk so that he just stays healthy forever. So maybe that will help.
Some paper mache voodoo magic you're doing over there. You're breaking his leg every time.
But literally, someone was going to get the tag. It was going to be Daniel Jones or Saquon Barkley. Like, not both of them were going to get a deal done. So honestly, I'm glad that the Jones deal got done. And Saquon, I feel like, is loyal enough to this team that he'll want to stick around for another year. I hope. Yeah. I really, really hope. But we'll see what happens. But we can only cross our fingers for Saquon.
It's also like a scary. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Nick.
No, go ahead.
It's also like a scary thing. He's 26 right now, and we've already talked about the injuries in his early 20s. Like running backs don't tend to get better after 26.
I mean, so look at Christian McCaffrey though. Christian McCaffrey just like exploded in San Francisco. They've had almost the same amount of injuries.
That's true.
Yeah. You know what, Sam? It's a good point. It's a really good point. I don't know if I have a counter for that. I don't know if I have a counter for that because that's honestly valid.
That's if he stays healthy, though. If he gets another injury, that's one thing. But, I mean, Christian McCaffrey just freaking helped Brock Purdy become an insane human being.
Side note on McCaffrey. Probably the best trade in the last 5 years.
Yeah.
So then if Saquon, that is, gets injured this year, are you willing to just let him walk in free agency?
We'd probably have to.
I think you have to at that point. Yeah, I agree.
Because you can't
be too attached to running backs.
Yeah. It's unfortunate, but like you're gonna keep him around for another year after another injury. It just like seems very silly.
Drew, Zach, you guys haven't chimed in a little bit and want to hear. Would you pay him after an injury?
No.
Has anyone ever called him Paper Mache Quan? Because that feels like it's been right there.
Ooh, that's a good one, Drew.
That's a good fantasy name.
Gold sticker for the yeah, that is actually really good fantasy.
I think with a history like that, as good of a player as he is, as good of a presence as he is to have on the team, like everyone on the show has said 100,000 times, running backs are a dime a dozen. Like, it's all about your offensive line. That's where your focus needs to be. That's going to help your passing game and your running game. So, no, you ditch Saquon, get someone serviceable, and build the hell out of that offensive line. That's it. Unfortunate.
I will preach this until I die. Running backs are a dime a dozen. I'm sorry.
Look, under 100,001.
What's that?
I said, oh, look, 100,001.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. Yeah, the running backs are a dime a dozen. You can pick one up in the draft, utilize them any way you want, and they go until they're 26, 27, and then you move on. It's pretty much that's what the Patriots have done in the past. Geez, I don't know, like
20
years, yeah. Pretty much 20 years. The only marquee free agent running back that they have signed that has been a true like workhorse was Corey Dillon. And he played for them for 1 year, won a Super Bowl, and then was on his way. So they've gone through the draft. They've drafted these young running backs. I mean, I can go through the list: James White, Shane Vereen. They picked up Dion Lewis. I mean, all these young running backs, these satellite backs. They go through them and then they move on to the next one. Again, other iteration. We just had Damian Harris, drafted him in the fourth or third round, James. I forget which round they drafted. Third round, maybe.
Third.
Let him walk. They got Ramondre Stevenson. They're good. They'll use him for another 2 years. They'll draft someone else, and they'll go through the same rotation. So, I mean, it's good to have a Saquon. It's good to have a Christian McCaffrey because they can change the game for you. But the question of injuries, running backs just pile up injuries so easily and so often that it's such a mixed bag. And I don't know, if you don't have the tools on offense to supplement what you have at running back, then it's kind of worthless.
I mean, if you think about Derrick Henry too, I mean, Derrick Henry isn't getting hurt as much, and yet last season, I feel like he was not the same Derrick Henry as he was before. He's just getting older.
It really isn't him. It's the fact that they didn't want to pay anyone. They traded AJ Brown.
Yeah.
Treylon Burks didn't do anything that he was really supposed to, which again is really not his fault, but they expected him to come in and really fill that slot. And then you have Ryan Tannehill at quarterback. What do you expect? You pay this guy millions of dollars. Oh my God, I can't even.
Josh Dobbs.
Malik Willis. Just like you have all these models of, we have we have one of the best running backs in the league. Look at the teams that have some of the best running backs in the league. The Chargers. Eckler wants out. He wants to walk because they can't win a playoff game.
Oh crap, that was the other news.
No, they told him they weren't going to pay him. That's why.
Yeah.
They said we're not giving you a contract extension.
Oh, really? Okay, because okay, that's interesting.
Yeah, and he like literally was. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that came out like today, and he was like, "I was heartbroken. Like he doesn't want to leave, but they are not going to give him money." So, which is ridiculous.
I heard at first that he wanted to that he didn't want to stay because they weren't going to pay him, not that he wanted to stay and they weren't going to pay him. So obviously the feelings there aren't. But again, they can't win a playoff game for the life of them, and that's really on the coach himself. And they have a generational quarterback in Justin Herbert, at least I believe so. But
I love Justin Herbert.
I wanted him for the Giants.
I know. It seems like everyone in this group here really wanted Justin Herbert and thought he was going to succeed. Is that interesting? Oh, I'm sorry. Wait, I can speak for everyone here. James,
you were different in college. It made sense. The thought process was right.
I grill him every time.
Justin Herbert. This is not the same Justin Herbert. He's very good.
Your thought process was he went to Oregon.
That was not my thought process.
You didn't see Marcus Mariota and go, yeah, Justin Herbert, same thing.
No, my thought process was that he was like a very short quarterback, short throw quarterback. And all of a sudden he learned how to air it out. Out of nowhere, you just learned to stretch the field.
Have you ever seen him flat-footed throw a football? He throws 75 yards.
It's insane.
Kid's insane.
It was not the same guy.
I will never let that one die because you were so. Oh my God. Anyways, but yeah, back to Saquon and this iteration of the running back rotation throughout the league. I mean, there really you have to have the tools around you if you are a team that wants to build through the running back room. You do.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I wouldn't pay him injury or no injury. I think you can go into this year's draft. You can find a comparable replacement and spend the money elsewhere. I mean, you need offensive line help. You need at least one wide receiver. I have no idea.
Please.
One.
Just one.
I'm sure someone at Walmart would love to come try out for the Giants. And
I will go play wide receiver for the Giants.
You would be better than anyone in that room. I guarantee you.
We brought back Sterling Shepard on a 1-year deal. I love the guy.
Like Sterling Shepard
played a full season.
For the
I
Giants.
have so many feelings about that. I love the guy. I love his veteran presence. But oh my God, why does he keep coming back?
Because I don't think anybody else wants him.
He doesn't want to be anywhere else. He's just like, I don't really like it here. I'm gonna go back to New York again.
I want him to be a wide receiver coach or something. I love his dynamic on the sidelines, but oh my God, the guy is hurt every single year.
Yeah, it's just wasted money. It's wasted money that could go elsewhere.
It's a little stressful.
You also stacked your wide receiver room with just maybe wide receiver twos.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
I'm so in on Isaiah Hodgins. I'm so in. I think that he can build his way up to be a wide receiver one.
Yeah. I feel like you have to give him a chance, especially with the season that he just had.
Yeah, exactly. But Richie James, if he's exactly. If he's staying on the team, put him on special teams. He does not need to be on the field when the offense is on the field. It's so unnecessary.
And then you guys bring in Paris Campbell too, who's great, but
interesting, but I don't think he'll do anything crazy to move us forward. I think he could add, but I don't think he'll move.
No, but that's my thing. How many of the Giants wide receivers can you say that about? It feels like almost, it feels like all of them. So with that, is that the priority with your first round pick? Is that you're like number one? And obviously, the draft falls to you, right? Like you got to wait and see what happens. But ideally, there's enough wide receivers you can get a wide receiver in this draft if you wanted to.
I personally, in the first round, I don't think we should be taking a wide receiver. I think we should be taking a linebacker or a corner.
I agree.
Yeah,
I think defense beef up. I missed that 07 Giants defense when teams were absolutely terrified to go up against Strahan, Tuck, OCU Manura, all those dudes. That's what I miss. What I miss. Load up the defense. And honestly, I would go out and trade for a DeAndre Hopkins. He's got 3 years, max 4. Trade him, give him some money, and let him ball.
I agree. I wholeheartedly agree. I just think that with the wide receiver class that's in this draft, it is not worth it to wait till 25 to take a wide receiver in the first round. I think that there are much better players that are going to be on the board that you should stick with at 25. And then later, if you guys want to draft wide receiver, in the draft in 3, 4, 5th rounds. But I just, at 25, my personal preference is a linebacker.
See, I like you guys bringing in Bobby Okereke. I don't know how to actually say his name, so I'm going to go with the pronunciation. Okereke. There we go. I had that whole video. I liked you guys bringing him in. I think that kind of maneuvers it a little bit, that you can be a little more flexible with that first pick. I'd like to see you guys go corner, personally. I think there's a lot of
picked up a corner. I'd be okay with that as well. I think
didn't we pick up Bobby McCain from Washington?
Okay. Yeah,
I mean, he's nothing crazy, but it's depth.
I don't know. I think there's still a hole in my heart that's missing when Blake Martinez left.
Yeah.
I literally
know how you feel.
Drew knows how you. Yeah, Drew feels that.
Oh, Blake Martinez.
It's my only Giants jersey that I own.
Your only Giants jersey is a Blake Martinez.
I own a Victor Cruz jersey too, but it's too small now.
Victor Cruz, man.
Still a good jersey.
He's on my water bottle too.
I
love Victor Cruz. Did you see, James?
I saw it. No, yeah. Apparently, I had to old man lean into the screen, but yes, I did. No, that's all right.
I love Victor Cruz.
Happy breathing into the microphone too. Added bonus.
You're inside the camera. So other draft needs. Obviously, we talked about linebacker, getting someone to really just take care of your run defense, because that was abysmal.
Oh my God. Do you know how stressed out I was week 1 when we were playing the Titans? I thought Derrick Henry was going to murder us. It didn't happen, which was incredible, but yeah.
But was it the last couple weeks just the wheels fell off for you guys? There was some insane rushing games. I'm doing that completely off of blank memory, but I feel like I remember someone going off.
No, you're right. No, the run defense definitely needs help.
Run defense, which Okereke got at that time. Should ideally help with. But you still need to address that for the future. You still need more pieces than just that. So linebacker, defensive back of some sort. I also think you guys could use just all the defensive back help, not just corner, but safeties, anything. But correct me.
And it pains me because we had Julian Love and he went to Seattle for a 2-year, $12 million deal, and I don't understand why we couldn't give him a contract like that. It feels so minimal and so small that he should have stayed with us. I loved him, but
I loved Julian Love.
So that's a common thing, right? Is I didn't think Julian Love was much of anything, but Giants fans seem to love.
Well, at least you love your J Love. That's not fair.
Oh,
different J Love.
Everybody hurts.
Sorry, continue.
No, you're good. So, I mean, you could still theoretically. There's still some veteran safeties out there. I think John Johnson's still floating around, but I don't know if it's really worth it to go after anyone old. And I feel like you guys are kind of in a weird place with safety, where I don't know if you have anybody that's a solid veteran presence back there. But if you're gonna put a bunch of rookies at safety, you're gonna have a hard go.
Yeah.
Thank you for Jabril Peppers, by the way. We loved that.
Oh my God!
I loved him when we had him, and then.
Welcome to Talking Jabril. Jabbing with Jabril.
Yeah. But it's actually funny because we have 3 teams in this conversation that had Jabril Peppers.
That's insane.
Well, I still have him, but yeah.
I still got the at this point, I would have loved to keep him. Obviously, that's hindsight's 2020, but I would have loved to keep Jabril on that deal.
Yeah.
It led me to OBJ, Drama, and Greedy Williams. Neither of which were worth it. We're just kept him would have been fine.
And then, $240 million guaranteed after that as well. So
the worst contract of all time.
Ever.
For so many reasons.
That's why I just mentioned the money, because we could talk about this. I don't even know. We could probably talk this forever. So keep going, James.
I hate you. Why? We have to, every show, do you have to remind me that I have a predator on my team? Every show. I can't just fucking exist.
I am just talking about the contract itself. I mean, even if he was in his prime, that's still a lot of money.
We said nobody's name. We just said a number.
Yeah, you were the one that brought it up, James. You're right. Thank you. Thanks for backing me up on that.
You're welcome.
Looks like I'm taking over for the show while James is
Jake is going through
I'm going to have a fucking aneurysm. My brain is going to drown itself in blood because of you. So of these later wide receivers, who is someone that excites you in this draft class? That like wide receiver, DB, whatever. That like I want them on my team. I need them on the Giants because I post a lot of mock drafts on TikTok, and man, young Giants fans will just love any wide receiver you put on that team. I don't think any of them are necessarily like a golden hit, but like Zay Flowers. Just put Zay Flowers out there. I just want you guys to have a fast.
That's exactly the one.
Zay Flowers is not going to be on the board when we are picking.
Yeah, I don't think so. I don't know if this is a hot take, but I want the running back, Bijan Robinson, but I don't know if he'll make it to pick 25. I feel like a year or two with Saquon and Robinson.
There's no way Bijan Robinson becomes a Giant.
No way. I don't anticipate it, but I'm just saying if like a what if scenario, I wouldn't mind having him on the Giants at all.
You're
he's
literally
the best running back in the draft.
You're a greedy. I don't know you, so I'm sorry. But you're a greedy bastard. You're going from like Saquon to what is like a prototypical like leaner Saquon. Yeah. You just want two Saquons on the same team. That's not okay. That's not how the NFL works.
Dude,
you're not allowed.
I've been a Giants fan my whole life. And my football for the last like 10 years has been nothing but pain. I haven't felt anything good since 2015, and even then it was a struggle with that damn fucking yacht picture that we had.
That was
The
brutal.
boat.
The curse is broken. You're fine
the cursed
now.
boat picture, unreal.
Hey, the curse broke this year.
It did.
Yeah,
it did.
You're good.
It felt good getting a playoff.
It felt amazing. It felt great.
Must be, yeah. Must be great. Let's talk about it.
The only guy on my draft radar right now was cornerback from Utah, Clark Phillips.
Clark Phillips is a monster. I like Clark Phillips a lot.
He was somebody that was on my radar.
He'd be really good for y'all. He just gets grabby. That's weird to say after talking about redacted. But he is just penalized, man. He is so good, but he just gets beat.
I feel like that could be something that's solved though. Like that's an issue that can be fixed.
I agree. It's not like the worst thing in the world to have against you, but it is like a notable point. Fair. I like the kid from Maryland, but he also plays super physical too. I don't know. I think a lot of these cornerbacks are going to need work. It's not like last year we were getting two guys that are studs off the top, and Tariq Woolen much later. Wow. Actually, you know what we missed in the middle there? Jamison Crowder, just existing.
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
I was just looking at the notes. I was like, Jamison Crowder somehow ended up in the weirdest wide receiver room of all time. So how do you feel about that, moving him around in New York from wherever Buffalo is to the
I can dig it. I don't think he's going to be anything crazy, but I think he could be like a 5-10 yard slant guy that we need because we don't really have much.
Yeah. No, it's like not a lot to report on. It's just like, yep, he's there now.
He's going to get hurt. He's older. It's going to happen. But when he plays, I think he could be a reliable safe spot for Danny Jones.
They just our coaching staff just loves to bring in Buffalo Bills.
Heck, I mean, it's working for them for the last couple of years.
Yeah, it's great. It's great.
Why
Stefan
am I
Diggs, question
blanking
mark?
on the God. Why am I blanking on the kid you guys drafted last year? The wide receiver.
Wandale Robinson.
Wandale Robinson.
Wandale
Yeah.
Robinson.
Yep.
It's gonna be interesting to see him come back too, because he's off of what was that, an Achilles or ACL, not Achilles.
ACL, yeah.
ACL, yeah.
It's
Big
gonna be
sad.
interesting, especially because like speed was kind of his thing. So
We'll see.
Yeah. Yeah.
what
But at least Kenny
what is the
Galladay.
world secret? Sorry.
That's okay. I was just talking about Kenny Galladay.
We don't need to
Oh
talk
yeah,
about
thank God
Galladay.
Kenny Galladay is gone for like everybody's sake.
Hey, but at least he scored one touchdown in his life.
He
That was
got
gonna
the
be my-
one. Got it.
He got one touchdown.
Dude got his money. See you later. I'm all set.
Good for you, Kenny.
Yeah. Ugh.
No, don't do. You guys have to have negative feelings. Like you have to have more animosity towards Kenny Galladay than that.
I was so excited when we signed him.
I was
like,
too.
I was like, this is it. This is the winner. And then it just
Psych.
I forgot that he existed. And then all of a sudden he like popped up and I was like, whoa, jump scare. Kenny
I'm pretty
Galladay's
sure-
here.
I'm pretty sure defenses could have thought he existed, and he would have still had the same.
I think that's how he finally scored that one touchdown. They were like, oh crap, Kenny's on the field. We forgot.
Fireworks went off. There was a parade. Yeah. It was like a step above the 0-16 parade for the Browns. It was the Kenny Galladay one touchdown
There
parade.
you go. There you go.
Celebrating him, carrying him out of the field. They had his bags packed, and they just kicked him off. And everyone went back inside and closed the doors.
Yep. Bye,
You
Kenny.
did.
Oh,
There's one dude
Kenny,
anything,
enjoy
but-
free agency. That's
who
brutal.
still has not been signed to my knowledge. I don't know. I don't know if anybody heard anything. So
Is he a notable signing anymore, though? Like,
no.
I don't think
Right.
he's been. I don't think anybody's signed him yet.
No, I think he's
But
done.
for the best. But also
I just
for
like,
the
I
best.
don't know. I don't know.
All right, well, let's wrap up with some final thoughts. We're running a bit here. We're getting close to our deadline, but I want to hear some final thoughts from the Giants fans' prediction on this year. Let me see if I can pull up because I didn't do this before, pull up the win-loss total, and we'll see what you guys think off of nothing.
The predicted win-loss total or win-loss total for last year?
Predicted win-loss total.
Gotcha. Thank you.
So let's hear your final thoughts before that.
Ladies first.
All right. Well, I am very excited for this upcoming season. I think that there's a lot of things that have been fixed and will be fixed, and I think that this offense specifically is coming together really nicely. I feel like it's so generic at this point to say 10 wins because everybody says 10 wins and 7 losses now, but I genuinely think that that's going to be like a pretty
I will be
solid.
right back. I locked my fiance out. So Zach, take over the show.
Oh my goodness.
Not Megan. Great. Awesome. So transition to me, but it's just gonna go right back down to you guys. Nick, your final thoughts before we talk about predicted. So you said predicted win-loss total. So you're 10-7.
I'm in the same boat, 10-7. I don't think we're gonna do anything too crazy to be a super good team. We're gonna be better, but I think that within the next couple of years, the win total will go up. But for now, 10-7 seems like the boat that they'll be in.
For sure. I mean, most of the pushback you're gonna get is gonna be within your division, anyways. Yeah. So,
I think we're gonna split every game this year. I think we're gonna go 1-1 in every division game.
I don't want to get blown out by the Eagles again. I hate Dallas, and Washington's just kind of there.
I was at that game. I was at the home game in MetLife when the Eagles came to town, and it was literally I was not in MetLife Stadium. I was at Lincoln Financial Field. It was the worst experience of my life.
I don't know who I hate more, if it's Dallas or Philly. I honestly don't know.
I think I hate Dallas more because I kind of like Jalen Hurts, and it pains me that he's on the Eagles.
I know. I'm in literally the same boat.
I love watching. Like, he's so good at football. I just really enjoy watching him. So
I have to hate him because it's Philly.
I know.
It sucks for you guys. It's a real crappy position to be in.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we got 10-7 across the board, James, for win-loss total predicted for next year from both of our esteemed guests. So,
I think it's a safe bet. I like that.
I think 10-7 is a realistic, ceiling. I think, or maybe middle ground. I think especially with the draft, kind of what you guys were mentioning before, if you guys do go corner, I think that's going to go a long way to shore up the defense, especially where you have to deal with CeeDee Lamb, Brandon Cooks, AJ Brown, Devonta Smith, Terry, 6 games a year. So,
Terry.
Yeah, scary.
Scary Terry.
Yeah, so that you get a corner that can play in that second position, or if you guys get lucky and get a sauce, that would be amazing. So
yeah,
I gotta jump on this bet right now because DraftKings has you guys at 8.5.
Really?
I feel like that's kind of lowballing.
Yeah, I think that's pretty low.
I'd take the over on that easy.
I would hit the over on that before the draft, because if the Giants draft well, that's going to move.
Yeah, 100%.
Good call, Zach. I'll do it right now.
Yeah. Also, shout out to the Jimmy Pibbles moneymaker, because we love it, and that's it. That's the tweet.
It's always electric. It never wins, but
it's amazing.
It's made no money so far, but
it's just like
money.
Yeah, exactly. But again, if you spend 15 grand, you're gonna make your money back at some point.
And it's gonna be but here's the thing: is like it's less than that now, Zach. It's because DraftKings won't let me put $1 across 20 bets, so I can only put 50 cents. But those 50 cents need to hit one time, and I make $250,000.
They're already limiting you.
Genius.
That's amazing. Seriously though, the things we're doing for sports and betting in this in our time right now is ridiculous. But all right, well, I guess we'll move right on to our final words then. So, we did our win-loss totals. So let's go right to our guests. You guys have any final words before we sign off for tonight?
I mean, I just hope nothing for the best for the New York Giants, and that we draft really well, just as well as we drafted last year. I think like us and the Jets were like number one in the draft last year, in terms of our picks. So I hope that works out. And thanks for having us on. This was a blast.
Yeah,
God,
go Big Blue. And for first podcast, I had a blast. This was awesome. Nothing I love more than talking sports.
Thanks for being here, guys.
Nick, you were terrible. Sam, quit. No, you guys were awesome. Thank you both so much for coming on. We had an absolute blast with this, especially the top 5. That's always a fun one.
Even though it was top 3.
Oh yeah, shit. I just realized that.
Yeah, we only do 3. We only do 3. The segment's literally called top 5.
It was 5 top 3s. It works.
I know. It
did work. Thank you for bailing me out on that one. I just realized that. I was like, oh yeah, it's 3 rounds. But I realized
it worked out this time, but any other time he tries it, I'm gonna call him out on it.
Yeah, you
I thought it was because there were 5 of us. That's why I thought.
No, it's because I'm stupid, and there's supposed to be 5 picks. I honestly though, I think that kind of worked out because I ran out of athletes after a little bit. There was like a couple in there, but like 5 total.
Real tough.
Yeah,
it would have gotten tight. Would have been a little bit more thinking. So I guess we'll vary the number on the top depending on how many people come on.
I can just put out top 5 and put a slash and just put a 3 next to it.
Top 5, kinda. Yeah, that's all I got.
Final thoughts. Right off the bat, non-football related. I can't wait to watch the Bruins destroy that season's wins record. And I really, really hope that they beat the points record in Montreal, because I hate the Canadians with a burning passion.
So somehow, no matter what, brings it back to Boston sports. Talking about the Giants, he talks about how the Patriots are so good at drafting running backs. Wrapping up a football show where we talked about basketball. Brings it back. Zack,
I just want to point out to you that we are in fact called BOTA, and the bow in our name is Boston. So I just
we take the least amount of Tampa we could possibly have in there.
Right, but we don't change the name for the solidarity.
The Tampa's now for Baker Mayfield.
That's true. That's true. Now we are back to Tampa, James.
Always cycles back.
We stand
Baker Watch 2023. I'm going to report on every game. How did Baker do? All right.
All right.
Oh no.
Well, that is our show. I will sign it off if you're all right with that, Zach, since I'm back from locking Megan outside.
Yeah. that's fine.
You know where to find us everywhere at BOTA Sports, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music. Just search BOTA Sports. We are there. To everybody who stopped in, thank you so much. Braden, as always, thank you for commenting. I loved it. I'm going to put that one back on screen real quick just to make myself feel good. A little like belly pat. Thank you to our two amazing guests. Actually, if you guys want to promote anything, you can go right ahead now. If you want to hype yourself up, go for it.
For sure. So you can follow me on Twitter at SamTGWTS or on Instagram at The Girl Who Talks Sports. And I also produce content for a sports betting app called Mojo. So we're on social at MOJO everywhere. We are the sports stock market. So if you guys want to check us out, that's where we are.
Cool.
Need to promote your dentist.
Yeah,
Nick,
I
shout out
can't
your
really
dentist.
promote anything, but go Giants, and I'm excited for the season. It's right around the corner.
And shout out Dr. Feldstein.
Yeah.
Was it Feldstein?
I don't know.
What? Where'd you get Feldstein from?
Kidding, yes.
It sounds like a dentist name. I don't know.
It is.
All right, let's wrap it. Stay beautiful. Do it, Zach. Do
Stay
it.
soggy, guys.
Do it. Do it, Drew. Do it.
Bye.
Do it. Boom, and the broadcast.